Hi guys, welcome sa ating Java tutorial for beginner series. So ang ating pag-usapan ngayon ay ang for loop. Okay. Click new project, then Java with Maven, click Java application, then uh, for loop our project name, then okay, right click this package, then click Java class, our class name, for loop, then click finish. Then let's create main method. Okay, so first, let's discuss the syntax of for loop. So first, initialize variable I equals 1. Then next, initialize the variable. Then next, condition I less than 10. Then I plus plus. Okay. The next is statement. Inside the after the for loop, there's a curly brace, or inside the curly braces, uh, that is statement. So for example, let's put system, let's print number 1 to 10. So I, and let's concat the string, then I less than or equal 10, then save, then right click, then run. Okay, so marami talagang masosolve sa for loop. Sa while loop ay habang. So in for loop para sa, for example, I para sa 1, then I 2. So ganito yung flow ng for loop, guys. First, initialize. Okay, after initialize, test the condition. If it is true, then proceed to the statement, then proceed to the increment or decrement. Okay, then after the increment or decrement, proceed back to the condition. If it is true, then proceed to the statement, then back to the increment. Then if it is for example 10 or 11 less than or equal 10, so that is false, so the for loop is terminated. Then here, so for example, that is 3. Okay, then right click. So okay, it print 1 2 3. So first, initialize the variable, then test the condition I less than or equal 3, so true. Then print I equal 1. Then proceed to I plus 1 equals 2, then 2 less than or equal 3 equals true. It return to boolean expression true. Then proceed to the statement. Then after the statement, print 2, then proceed to 2 plus 1 equals 3, then 3 less than equal 3, then equals true, then proceed to the statement, print I equals 3 here. Then proceed I 3 plus 1 equals 4, then 4 less than or equal 3, that is false, so the loop is terminated. Okay, so that is the syntax and flow of the for loop. So let's proceed to the rule of for loop. Okay, so for example, if you initialize for example I, if we add the variable if we add variable here, and let's for example initialize, for example int x equal 1, so that is not it error, guys. So dapat lang uh, x equal 1, for example x equal 1, so it errors, guys. Okay, identifier expected, so not a statement, so dapat tanggalin itong end. So that is the rule of the uh, initialize the variable. For example, if int, for example, x equals 1, then here, ano, then next is int I, okay, so that's it. So when we initialize the variable, example, that is the example of initialize. For example, mini variable here, so it's okay. But second is in the condition, it should only one condition. For example, if we add x less than 3, that is not uh, correct. Only one condition is to be tested here. So next is initialize increment or decrement variable. For example, x. So we can add many as we can. For example, x plus plus. So that's it. The next is let's omit the for loop. For example, if for example here um okay, so for example I we need to initialize I. So okay, it find the value of I. Okay, so dapat hindi maging null ang I, or for example null. Okay, hindi pwede maayong int, which is at yung primitive data types natin. Okay, yung int, it should not be null. So for example, if we create 0, that is default, then let's put 1. Okay, so okay, for example, walang condition, so it's okay. So walang initialize na variable, walang condition, walang increment. So ang mangyayari dito guys is, for example, if we run this program, this code, so mangyayari ay maging infinite loop. So mag-print yan ng maraming 1. Okay, zoom in natin. Okay, so hindi matatapos yung loop. So hindi yan mag-error guys. Okay, infinite loop hanggang matapos yung last value ng integer. Okay, so let's end this. We proceed to, okay, for example, if we the some of the problems of the programmer na para lang sa for loop, for example, this is sum, okay, equals 0. So int I equals no, I equals 1, then I less than 10. Okay, let's sum the I. For example, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So ating gagawin yan. Okay, so mangyari dyan guys is, okay, here sum equals sum, then plus I, then let's cut this one, then proceed tayo dito. Sum is, okay, sum, okay, so that is our sum. Let's sum the 10 numbers. Okay, so from 1 to 10. So let's loop, run. So the total is 45. So 1 less than 10 equals true. Then proceed 0 plus 1 equals 1. Then okay, 1, okay, this is 1 plus 1 equals 2. Then 2 less than 10 equals true. Then 1 plus 2 equals 3. So that is how it works. Okay, so next is, let's put, for example, we have a lot of nested loop. For example, for loop, okay, and I x then equal 1, then I less than 10, x less than I, then I plus plus. So for example, if we have a lot of for loop, then for example, for loop, next is for loop. Okay, then, okay, for example, okay, so let's put, for example, we have 10 loops. Okay, so let's put label. For example, first loop. Okay, so before you create a loop, so you put label in you want. Okay, label what you want. For example, kung anong gusto mong label, so pwede mong lagyan ng label dito. So the next is colon, then for loop. The next is second loop. Okay, then third loop. Okay, so for example, then let's print system. This is infinite loop, guys. So hindi matatapos tong loop kasi nag-infinite loop siya. But okay, if let's create condition here. If I equal to, okay, here, okay, then for example, let's uh, break the first loop. Okay, break. So ganyan lang yung example sa ating while loop, do while loop, guys. So nakikita naman ito sa mga previous kong example, panoorin nyo lang yun kung yung break at saka continue. Okay, dito may break natin yung first loop. Okay, so for example, let's system, and let's put I, let's concat I. Okay, then test the program. Okay, so after the condition is true, then break niya yung loop. Okay, if I, for example, I, then nag loop siya. Okay, loop siya dito, loop siya. Okay, after nag-loop lahat. Okay, then next is plus 1, then system. Okay, um okay, so system, then if equal to, the loop is, kasi dinagdagan na ito, guys, dito, guys. So dito hindi na nagprint ng isa. Okay? So, print niya yung isa, then loop niya yung I na plus yung 1, then if equal I equal to, then break the first loop. So, ito lang guys. So, maraming salamat sa panonood. Kung gusto nyo pang maraming videos guys, at kung nagustuhan nyo ito, paki-like at subscribe naman guys. So, ang next na pag-usapan natin ay yung for each loop. So, ano bang kaibahan sa for each loop at saka for loop? Okay. Maraming salamat.